Notebook project, and we've been talking about the standards of science. So today we're going to examine the sections common to all peer-reviewed papers and discuss the standards of science a bit more within the context of the Nature's Notebook project. So for homework last night, you read this National Geographic article reporting on scientific research that used Nature's Notebook data. So today we're going to start reading the actual scientific journal article that this National Geographic article is based on. There's a lot of papers. The packet that looks like this. So just read along with me as I read through this first section. And if you have a pen handy, I'm going to ask you to underline a few things, okay? So reading scientific journal articles. Just as world news is communicated to the public in newspapers, scientific discoveries are communicated to the public in peer-reviewed journals. In order to be published, scientific research must go through a process of peer review. Underline peer review. During the peer review process, research quality is judged by experts in the field. Peer-reviewed work isn't necessarily correct or conclusive, but it does meet the standards of science. Underline the standards of science, okay? So what is peer review? Yeah.
Review by people working in the same field.
Yeah, does everyone agree with that? Yeah, it actually says in that sentence what it is. Research quality is judged by experts in the field, okay? And we've been going over the standards of science a lot, but if you don't remember, I have a cheat sheet for you. Okay, so if you flip over this paper, and if you need a cheat sheet, it's on the back. So let's say it all together. Our mnemonic device is able. Okay, so A is?
Avoid bias.
Yep. B is?
Build on the work of others.
L?
Logical. Not local.
You're close. Close. Logical reasoning. E?
Evidence-based claims.
Yes. Okay, those are our standards of science. Okay, so now please turn your attention to the paper, but also have this graphic organizer handy, okay? So today we're in class, we're just going to read the abstract. So in the context of science, the abstract comes at the beginning of the paper. It serves a similar purpose as a movie trailer. So given that comparison, what do you think scientists use an abstract for? Yeah.
An overview of the article?
An overview of the article, yeah. Any other ideas what that's right. Any other ideas what the scientists might use the abstract for? Think of, if it's similar to a movie trailer, why do we watch a movie trailer?
To get excited about.
To get excited about it, to see if you want to see it, or if it's a movie that you think looks like you're not interested. So the abstract of the paper, it's a summary of the paper, but it also helps scientists know, whether or not this paper is worth them reading in the sense that is it relevant to my content area, what I'm interested in, what I'm researching, okay? So I know there's a lot of papers going on, but this packet right here, on the other side of it, it goes through all the sections of a scientific paper. So the abstract, being a summary, is going to include a little bit of the background information that would be in the introduction. It's going to include a brief overview of the methods and results, and it's going to include the key conclusions, okay, that the researchers found. So with that in mind, you're going to read this abstract. Now, this abstract would be difficult for an adult, a scientist, to understand. So don't beat yourself up over reading this and being like, what are they talking about? Because what we're doing is we're writing abstract in the middle here. I'll show you what mine looks like. Okay, we're going to put background info, methods, results, and conclusions. Okay, now as you're reading through this abstract, I want you to pick out some of the background info of the study, some of the methods, some of the results, and what conclusions did these authors draw. And again, it's complicated. Try not to get caught up in the details, okay? I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do that. If you can juggle more than one thing while you do this, look out for those standards of science, okay? And see if you find evidence of any of the standards of science in, oh, thank you. See if you find evidence of the standards of science in the abstract. If you can juggle more than one thing, okay? Okay. So I certainly would have been able to read the whole abstract in that time, but I'll stop you now. So what's the background info of the study, or what did you pull out as some background information that they provide in the abstract, if you found any at all? Maybe it didn't include background information.
Parks are already at the extreme warm end of their historical temperatures.
Yep. So parks are already experiencing warmer temperatures. Anything else? So assuming that not everybody got through it, should I just kind of glaze over this part?
Or you'll pretend that they got through it.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
All right, so great job finding those things, guys. And we would also talk about, I would ask if any students who were able to get to it, did they find any evidence of the standards of science? So something I might be looking for there. The study used 112 years of data, so I would call that avoiding bias. It's a big data set. That's the example of what students might say. So as the exit ticket, and this really should work this time, if everyone just wants to try it, we'll see how it goes. And if you have a phone, you can just go to gospiral.ac and type in the code. Is everyone okay with that?
Hang on, just give me 1 second.
And we can just do the first exit. There's 3. We'll just do the first one. I'll show you what the other ones are if you want. So when I tried it at home, it worked great. All right, failure then. All right.
It should say quick fire is paused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is everybody who wants to be in?
I just have to.
Okay, cool.
Is it case sensitive?
I think the code? I don't think so.
No, it adjusts.
Yeah.
Your first name's fine.
Oh, look at that. Where'd you find this?
NSTA, the National Science Teachers thing. Yeah. Who knew?
Who knew?
All right, cool.
It should be all.
So we'll give it a try. You click go,
Okay.
and it should unpause on your screen. So the first exit ticket question is, what key words or phrases in the abstract indicate that this paper is relevant to you as nature's notebook scientist? So again, the students are all collecting data for the citizen science project called Nature's Notebook, and they're all monitoring a plant or animal throughout the school year for seasonal changes. So, and what this lesson was trying to show is, what the purpose of an abstract is, and how this paper is relevant to their project. hope that makes sense.
Looks great.
Okay.
Now, why did Julie light, oh, I see, they light up when you post an answer.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your answer? Dr.
So
Bernard?
if I
My
click,
answer was plans and seasonal changes.
Oh, very good.
so if I click show answers, please show, because that would be cool. All right.
This is really cool.
I know.
Yeah, and you know what, it's like kids have their phone, so you're actually,
Yeah.
instead of fighting,
Instead
you're
of
using
being
it. Yeah, no, it's really good. Could, and they could also
We're waiting on you.
set it up.
Yeah.
I'm totally kidding. All right.
Yeah. So thanks, guys.